average search. More exact, more detailed, a lot more local. DexKnows.com.
Go to CoinLocal6.com and become a weather kid today.
Good morning. I'm Charles Osgood, and this is Sunday Morning. Tomorrow is Memorial Day, the day we honor all the servicemen and women who have lost their lives in the service of their country. Thanks to modern medicine, American wounded today have a greater chance of surviving. And with the aid of skilled and dedicated doctors, even the deeply scarred among them can often be on the mend. David Martin will be reporting our cover story.
No wound is more cruel than the terrible burns inflicted by exploding roadside bombs. Army specialist Joey Paulk suffered scars so severe he was embarrassed to be seen by the American people he fought for.
Like, I used to always wear my sunglasses even at night to try to cover my eyes.
So you didn't like all the stares you were getting?
Yeah, it kind of bugged me for a while. This guy's doing all right.
Later on Sunday morning, a visit to the UCLA Medical Center where plastic surgeons are giving disfigured soldiers and Marines back their divine right to appear human.
In the world of art, as in other things, it helps if you can get the big picture. Sometimes that means taking a few steps back. Other times, as Serena Altschul will show us, more drastic viewing measures are required.
Australian Andrew Rogers is one high-flying artist. In the past 10 years, Rogers has created 32 sculptures in 12 countries, but these are no garden variety sculptures.
Art from above, later on Sunday morning.
Green Day sounds like a date on the environmental movement's calendar. It's really the name of an enduringly popular rock band. With Tracy Smith, we'll give them a listen.
Green Day has become one of the biggest bands on the planet, and they've managed to stay that way by going where few punk bands have gone before.
Another level of sophistication musically.
Sophistication. Are you guys sophisticated now?
Absolutely.
Oh, yes. At times, it does happen.
Later on Sunday morning, the dawn of another new Green Day.
When it comes to choosing our Sunday best, the sky truly is the limit. This morning, Bill Geist proves our point.
You might have some news, you know.
You could say that Hal Wright is a better story than anything we saw in his newspaper. At age 92, the publisher, writer, photographer, ad salesman, and delivery boy with 600 square miles of paper route. We'll meet the flying paper boy of Loyalton, California, later on Sunday morning.
With Anthony Mason, we'll see some children of the recession through their own eyes. Rita Braver looks into the growing popularity of doctors on television. Steve Hartman hears the war stories of a very special veteran, his own father. And more, but first, here are the headlines for this Sunday morning, the 24th of May, 2009. Up in space, they're running out of time. Astronauts aboard the space shuttle got an early wake-up call. Mission Control hopes to get them back to Earth sometime this morning. This is the 13th day of their mission to repair the Hubble telescope. Their landing has been delayed by rain in Florida for 2 days. If the rain doesn't stop, the shuttle may be diverted to California. President Obama yesterday named a new person to run NASA. He's Charles Bolden, a former shuttle commander who has flown into space 4 times. He is the second astronaut to hold that post. Mr. Obama is expected to announce a nominee to replace outgoing Supreme Court Justice David Souter this week. There are reports that the president has interviewed at least 2 finalists, one of them Federal Appeals Court Judge Diane Wood. Officials say Secretary of State Hillary Clinton will soon announce that domestic partners of homosexual U.S. diplomats will be given benefits similar to their heterosexual counterparts. The British singing sensation Susan Boyle has been voted into the next round of the TV talent show Britain's Got Talent. Boyle's performance on the show last month has been viewed almost 60 million times on YouTube. Thousands lined the streets of Indianapolis yesterday for the Indy 500 Festival Parade. The 33-car Indy 500 race gets underway later today. And a program note, former Secretary of State Colin Powell is Bob Schieffer's special guest later in the day on Face the Nation. Looking at the forecast, today, rain will put a damper on a lot of people's holiday weekend plans. Florida should finally get a dry day, as will the western part of the country. There'll be a few wet Memorial Day parades tomorrow, but on the whole, it should be a sunny holiday. Next, healing America's wounded heroes. And later, the biggest thing in modern sculpture.
It's Portland's place to play. For the first time ever, the Portland Rose Festival Waterfront Village opens for Memorial Day weekend. It's a whole extra weekend of fun. Visit the Bimart Kids Zone, packed with fun-filled activities for the whole family. Explore a mysterious ancient temple, see live exotic animals, and enjoy the tradition of our family-friendly carnival. Opening weekend, all current or former U.S. military get in free, and kids under 6 are always free, courtesy of Coin Local 6. The Portland Rose Festival Waterfront Village starts this weekend.
Official's Inside Outside sale is on through Memorial Day. Find additional savings store-wide on Portland's largest selection of outdoor patio furniture and the finest contemporary indoor furniture. Only at Official's, east end of the Burnside Bridge, Beaverton, and Officials.com.
Flight 3108 San Diego is now boarding.
Technology should make your life easier, like Alaska Airlines' award-winning website and our Airport of the Future that speeds up check-in, all part of our caring service. Alaska Airlines, north of expected.
You wouldn't use a beehive as a football. You wouldn't dive into a pool without water. You wouldn't light a match if you smelled gas. So why would you do your banking anywhere besides a credit union? Credit unions are federally insured and locally owned, so their only interest is you. And opening your account has never been easier. To learn more, visit our website at u-belong.org. Credit Unions of Oregon. So smart, it's obvious.
Hey, Oregon, are you ready for some good news? Premier Hyundai has great news. Hyundai Accent only $79.95. That's right, $79.95. Hyundai Elantra GLS just $99.95. And Hyundai Santa Fe an unheard of $17,995. That's up to $5,900 off MSRP. And only Hyundai can say we've got your back with a Hyundai Assurance and America's best warranty. 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Good news, great deals. #1 for a reason. Premier Hyundai in Milwaukee.
3 years free financing and save up to $500 on Beauty Rest and Posturepedic sets. Plus, get a free bed frame with Tempur-Pedic or the Sleep Number bed. But hurry, the super sale disappears Memorial Day.
On this Memorial Day weekend, many of our most terribly wounded warriors are on the mend. Their wounds, in some cases, have been horrendous, but their courage and what their doctors have been able to do for them is nothing short of inspirational. Our cover story is reported now by national security correspondent David Martin.
Joey Polk on his 21st birthday. How's that for a face that says life is good? Joey Polk at 23. How's that for a face that's been through hell? Don't look away. We could show you worse, much worse, among other soldiers and Marines here at UCLA Medical Center.
I don't regret what I've done in the military.
They suffered these scars for us. It happened to Joey nearly 2 years ago in Afghanistan.
What was it that hit you?
Triple stacked anti-tank mines.
Oh, yeah. What were you in?
A Humvee.
A Humvee?
Yeah.
So it was the blast and the flame?
It hit our fuel tank.
Oh, so you burst into flame?
Yeah.
Well, for the first shot, I think we did good.
Really well.
Yeah.
Dr. Timothy Miller, the head of reconstructive surgery at UCLA, is inspecting the results of his first attempt to repair Joey's face.
Can you close your...
That's good.
That's pretty good. That's amazing.
Until now, Joey's features had been so distorted by fire, he couldn't close his mouth or his eyes.
We can elevate this a little bit more, and I think we can get that one almost completely normal.
Now one of the country's top plastic surgeons, Miller first saw the wounds of war as a young doctor in a MASH unit in Vietnam. The wounds he sees from roadside bombs in Iraq and Afghanistan are worse.
Do they produce a particular kind of disfigurement?
Absolutely. The roadside bomb is an incredibly destructive. It's got a blast, it's got unbelievable heat, and so the depth of the burn is usually very, very significant. It's going to have to be more like that.
So significant, Joey, with his mother Judy constantly at his side, spent 17 months at Brooke Army Medical Center in San Antonio, considered the best burn unit in the world. But it was philanthropist Ronald Katz who came up with the idea and the money to get disfigured soldiers into the expert hands of Dr. Miller.
A bad burn is about as severe an injury and as painful an experience over a long period of time that you can imagine. And so we'll take this, move this up.
How much Miller can do to give Joey back his looks depends a lot on how much unburned skin he can find to repair the scarring.
If I can do it with a graft, because you've got enough donor site here.
This is not nip and tuck plastic surgery. Miller's inspiration comes from an inscription he found on a 16th century Italian cathedral. It is the divine right of man to appear human.
Oh, I felt great.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm less embarrassed walking around.
Oh, yeah?
Like, I used to always wear my sunglasses even at night to try to cover my eyes. Now I'll take them off at night.
So you didn't like all the stares you were getting?
Yeah, it kind of bugged me for a while, but I kind of got over it.
Okay, lad.
The UCLA program is called Operation Mend, but that little word doesn't begin to capture what's happening here.
You got your hands messed up real bad, too.
Yeah.
I guess there's not much they can do for that.
For right now, no. I can do basically everything I can with this, the one I had fingers.
He lives pretty much like any other 20-something, and he doesn't need his fingers to cream his father in ping pong. His parents are just visiting. This is Joey's house. He lives here with his girlfriend, Sarah, who was his high school sweetheart and has stuck with him.
You find out who the real you is when
definitely.
the external you gets messed up.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And I guess you find out if your girlfriend really likes you.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
How many have been through the program now?
24.
24.
So far, Operation Mend has spent $1.2 million treating those 24. And according to UCLA, federal health care only covers about a third of the cost for the state-of-the-art surgery these burns require.
There must be hundreds, young men and women, who have been burned and disfigured by roadside bombs. What's happened to all those, the ones that didn't come here?
We're getting the word out.
Hold hands, honey.
Octavio Sanchez is one of more than 800 servicemen and women who have been through the burn center at Brooke, and one of the lucky 24 to end up at UCLA. Today, he can walk down the street with his wife, Finette, and just be one of the neighbors. But this is the Humvee he was riding in when it hit a string of 3 roadside bombs in Iraq.
When I came out of the vehicle, I was engulfed in flames. What happened immediately after that, they ran up to me and put me out with a fire extinguisher.
In the space of a few brief moments, he went from handsome to disfigured. He had third-degree burns over 70% of his body.
How did it affect your wife?
She was distraught, for my kids, for the most part.
So how did that go when somebody had to explain to your children that you were in such bad shape?
When I went out to Iraq, I was a good 206 pounds, a healthy man. And when my children saw me, I was about $135, and, I was basically skin on bones. I looked totally different. Mm-hmm. My oldest son said, the only reason I recognized your dad was because of your tattoo. And my other boy, he he couldn't believe it. He said that it wasn't his dad.
Ryan.
That's Jacob, the oldest, catching for his brother Octavio, who is learning to throw a curveball. Daughter Jaslyn doesn't yield an inch to her brothers. Ryan wasn't born yet when his father was wounded. They all seem totally oblivious to their father's wounds now. But there was a time when it hurt to be seen with him in public.
My oldest boy, Jacob, he would get upset, you know, and that's when it started getting me upset, when he would get upset. And, you know, one day we were at the mall, and when we were walking out, he brought it up to my attention. And he said that he was in tears, he was angry. He said he wanted to beat him up. That's when I knew at that point that, you know, because I had a big hole in my nose, you know, and that's the key feature, you know, your nose is the center point of your face. Mm-hmm. So I knew that, you know, I was going to be later on down the road looking for somebody to reconstruct my nose. Mm-hmm.
This is what Octavio looked like before he met Dr. Miller. What he would have looked like for the rest of his life had he not met Dr. Miller.
So that's not the nose God gave you?
It's not. It's not the nose that God gave me. It's the second nose God gave me.
So where did that nose come from?
It came from my forehead. My forehead was one of the areas that didn't get burned, and it just so happened that it ended up harvesting my nose.
But you have to have cartilage and stuff like that too, right?
Yes, I did. He took some cartilage from my rib, which was not fun at all.
What did Vanette think as this new nose was growing?
She said it was kind of big, you know. And Dr. Miller, he warned me, you know, he's like, we're not done yet, you know, when it first started. And of course, I thought it was big too. But as it started kind of forming, you know, and it started getting a little bit smaller. And
it goes with your face.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like somebody else's nose.
Right.
Yeah. Which it isn't, since they took all the parts from your body.
Yeah, exactly.
Octavio lost his right hand, but kept his left, even though it is barely functional, just so he could feel his children's faces. He still attracts the occasional stare, but Dr. Miller has given him back his divine right to appear human. If you were to stare at the Sanchez family today, you wouldn't say, ooh, what happened to him? You'd say, my, what a beautiful family.
And I'm just blessed, you know, to be here, you know, be alive and watch my kids grow, spend time with my wife, family.
Ahead, a telegram from the past.
You know, every place else just confuses me. You know, with coupons and one-day sales, who keeps up with that? I know, and I really need to pay attention right now. Well, that's why I go to Big Lots first.
Right now, save up to $200 off our already low prices on all matching sofa and mattress sets, with queen sets starting as low as $399.99. This week only, our Tulsa 4-piece patio set, just $249, save $230. And this 15-foot by 42-inch oval pool is only $229, save $120. Big Lots, the real deal.
For me, your favorite toy? You're gonna want Mr. Fuzzy Man even more now that we've discovered Beneful Playful Life with extra protein, so you're ready for anything.
Beneful Playful Life. Another healthful, flavorful Beneful. Heat can really damage your hair. New Dove Heat Defense Therapy Mist helps protect your hair from damage caused by daily heat styling. Protect your hair with New Dove Heat Defense Therapy. Expertise for damaged hair.
When planning for retirement these days, the forecast is full of ifs. If I'm too exposed to downturns, if I'll go through my savings too fast. To help you feel more confident, consider putting a portion of your savings in a MetLife variable annuity. When the market goes up, it gives your assets a potential to grow while protecting you if the market goes down with a steady stream of income. Let America's #1 annuity provider help you stay on course with guarantees for the if in life. Get answers about annuities at MetLife.com.
And now, a page from our Sunday morning almanac. May 24th, 1844, 165 years ago today. The day America dashed into a communications revolution. But that was the day the artist and inventor Samuel F.B. Morse sent a message from Washington to Baltimore by telegraph. "What hath God wrought?" his message read. What indeed? Morse's telegraph and his alphabet code of dots and dashes caught on fast. Western Union became the leading telegraph company, and its wires helped settle the West and tie the nation closer together.
Write on a telegraph blank, and your words appear by modern magic on paper thousands of miles away.
By the mid-1940s, Americans were sending more than 230 million telegrams a year. And this vocational film was predicting a bright future.
In the experimental laboratories, college-trained research engineers work constantly to find new methods and techniques to provide quicker service.
I'll have to call you back.
But the telegraph proved no match for the telephone's growing reach.
This is Jimmy.
And in 2006, Western Union stopped sending telegrams altogether. Of course, these days, Americans are embracing an even newer technology, text messaging, by any number of different handheld devices. Somehow we suspect that if he were alive today, Samuel F.B. Morse will be all a Twitter. Ahead, modern sculpture, an overview.
Not playing with the kids?
Not on these legs. Poor leg circulation. Doctor says it's PAD.
Peripheral artery disease? More than doubles your risk for a heart attack or stroke.
So I hear.
Better ask your doctor about Plavix. Plavix can help protect you from a heart attack or stroke. Plavix helps keep blood platelets from sticking together and forming clots, the cause of most heart attacks and strokes.
My cousin, the MD.
Call your doctor about Plavix.
If you have a stomach ulcer or other condition that causes bleeding, you should not use Plavix. When taking Plavix alone or with some other medicines, including aspirin, the risk of bleeding may increase. So tell your doctor before planning surgery. And always talk to your doctor before taking aspirin or other medicines with Plavix, especially if you've had a stroke. If you develop fever, unexplained weakness, or confusion, tell your doctor promptly, as these may be signs of a rare but potentially life-threatening condition called DTP, which has been reported rarely, sometimes in less than 2 weeks after starting therapy. Other rare but serious side effects may occur.
It's clear we need more energy from all sources. And most Americans agree we need more domestic oil and natural gas. But does that mean you'll see more oil and gas platforms? Well, with advanced subsea technology, one platform can now gather oil from wells 40 miles away. So what used to take many just a few years ago now takes only one. That's more of the oil and natural gas we need from less than meets the eye. Log on to learn more.
We're visiting hidden valleys across America to see how they like the taste of Kraft Ranch. You want to try some Kraft Ranch?
Nice approach. Good form. Oh, he's got all of that one.
Mulligan.
Just want to see a nice shoulder turn and dip.
A Kraft lover in Hidden Valley. Isn't that a two-stroke penalty? No, it isn't. You can love it. There you have it. Seems to me people in Hidden Valley really love the taste of Kraft Ranch.
60 Minutes once reported that red wine is good for your health. But now there's much more to the story, and it could add years to your life. Tonight.
The summer sensation Big Brother is back because we know you like to watch. Crazy challenges, bigger secrets, and outrageous summer fun. The new Big Brother coming in July to CBS.
For some works of art, getting the big picture means going to any lengths or heights. A bird's eye view now from Serena Altschul.
Hi. A little bit terrifying up here, but you're used to it.
Well, best way to fly is without a door.
Australian Andrew Rogers is one high-flying artist. In the past 10 years, Rogers has created 32 sculptures in 12 countries, but these are no garden variety sculptures. Rogers' work is best viewed from the sky.
I think if people have the opportunity to look at a work of art from above, they have perspective.
And part of that perspective is taking the long view.
They should be there for 100 to 200 years. I have a view of history and time that's very long. So really they're only a moment in time, and they're not really large structures either. They're only a speck in space.
They're not large.
No, they're not large. When you think about these being viewed as they are and photographed from a satellite 300 miles up in the air, they're not large structures. They're minor.
Rogers takes indigenous, ancient, and historical symbols and then translates them into massive stone structures, which he photographs from the air. A horse adorns a hillside in Turkey. In Chile, an alligator. And in Nepal, a labyrinth.
Deserts and mountain regions are very vast canvases. So the structure needs to have some sort of presence within the area so people can see it and observe it. Okay. I'm told I talk about rocks in the morning and in the evening. Let me tell you, these stones are bloody heavy.
Those rocks are the basis of what Rogers calls his geoglyphs.
We can use 4,500 tons of stone, and it's all moved by hand, so they're big structures. So you have to explain to the people, you know, what it's about.
Rogers works with thousands of paid stonemasons and laborers. So far, more than 5,000 people have had a hand in constructing the projects.
How often are you visiting the site?
No, I'm there all day.
The whole time?
10 hours a day, 7 days a week if it's necessary. That's part of the process. And the challenge really is always on the site. Every site has its own difficulties.
In Bolivia, before work could even begin, the site had to be blessed by the local shaman. And Rogers himself is blessed with deep pockets.
Who pays for these projects?
These projects are privately funded. We've had individuals and corporates. We used to have plaques with names. Now it's done anonymously.
And they cost a lot.
They cost a reasonable amount of money, yes.
Can you give me a range?
No.
Not a range?
Not even a range.
Rogers gives his work to the communities in which he's built them.
I don't think art should ever have an owner. It's about an idea, and I think when people come to understand an idea, they own it.
An altogether different perspective on art.
Let's say, for example, Pearl Harbor.
Next, Steve Hartman's local hero. And later, Sunday with Green Day.
Cold Case, tonight on CBS.
I like you so very much. So much, in fact, I gotta wake you up to the sound. No one else.
Receive 1/3 off during Bassett's Memorial Day sale.
Congratulations, Jetta TDI Clean Diesel. 2009 Green Car of the Year. Roll the clip. You're not only green, you're efficient and powerful too. 44 highway miles per gallon with 236 pound-feet of turbocharged torque. You even come with a $1,300 federal tax credit and no charge scheduled carefree maintenance. That's a win-win-win-win scenario.
Qualified 2009 TDI Clean Diesel Jetta purchases are eligible for a $1,300 tax credit.
Great lawns don't need lots of fertilizer, water, and chemicals. Why waste time and money if you don't have to? Water deeply but infrequently. Once a week, about 1 inch of water is all your lawn needs for healthy roots. Let grass clippings lie. This reduces your fertilizing needs by half. Then in fall, aerate, lightly rake in compost or another type of slow-release natural fertilizer, and overseed. For more tips, do the right thing and visit coinlocal6.com.
So much, in fact, I gotta wake you up to the sound. No one else.
Receive 1/3 off during Bassett's Memorial Day sale.
The best in Portland. Number 1 at 11. Coin Local 6.
It's Sunday morning on CBS, and here again is Charles Osgood.
We pause every year on Memorial Day to pay tribute to all who have died in America's wars. This year, though, our Steve Hartman wants to widen the point of the day a bit so he can pay a tribute closer to home, and his dad in Toledo, Ohio.
If you've seen any of the stories I've done with my dad, you know he'll talk to anyone.
That dog real?
About anything.
How much was gas in 1955?
But one thing my father has never talked about much is the war.
Growing up, I knew almost nothing of my father's service. I think once I heard him say something about coming home from the war with a mouthful of metal. And there were some other clues hidden way up in the attic of our house.
Now, you see that trunk back there?
Just from poking around up here as a kid,
open that up.
I knew my dad was in the Army's 32nd Red Arrow Division. I knew he got a medal for serving in the Philippines, and I could only assume at some point he got close enough to the Japanese to capture a flag. Even more intriguing was an article I found in the local paper. It was written from an official Army press release touting my father's heroism. Private George Hartman, while under enemy fire, used TNT, dynamite, and flamethrowers to blast enemy troops from their caves high in the mountains of Luzon. Unfortunately, the release got a few things wrong.
You never used a flamethrower?
Nope, never saw one.
Dynamite?
Nope.
TNT?
Nope.
The whole write-up was just Army propaganda, meant to boost morale back in Toledo.
What in here is true?
Well, my name.
I learned, truth is, my dad spent most of his time working in a PX, selling candy bars and whatnot.
If you had access to candy?
Which finally explains
Makes sense.
Yes.
The mouthful of metal.
That would do it.
Dental records show my dad got 12 cavities during the war. And as for the flag...
I don't know. Maybe I bought it. I don't know.
Turns out my father never talked about the war, not because it was too hard for him, but because it was too boring for him. Not exactly the Hollywood movie I was hoping to find. Although I believe this story still has a hero.
In August of '45, no one in the 32nd Division was in the Philippines for candy bars.
We were going to invade Japan like they did Normandy. And I also believe that if Harry Truman wouldn't have dropped those atomic bombs, that I wouldn't be here today. Because I was a young soldier in an infantry division, which was going to hit those beaches like they did, say, at Normandy, and a lot of them didn't come back.
Sometimes, the only thing that separates the living from the dead is circumstance.
Some of us live, some of us die.
And sometimes, the only difference between a hero and an average Joe is opportunity. Of course, Memorial Day is about honoring those who gave their lives to this country. But this year, I'll also be taking a second to appreciate the many more who, for whatever reason, didn't have to.
Oh, did you? Yeah. Were they interesting?
Yeah, they're interesting.
Coming up, children of the recession, through their own eyes.
My mom had to get government help because she couldn't afford to pay the rent.
The Buick Pontiac GMC Memorial Day sale is here. It's time for great deals on a great lineup. Like 0% APR financing for 72 months on Pontiac G6 and G8. That's 6 years of interest-free financing on two of Pontiac's best sellers. And get 0% APR financing for 60 months or $5,000 total cash back on GMC Sierra. The Memorial Day sale, now at your local Buick Pontiac GMC dealer.
Yum, yum.
My Coppertone Derma photo showed me something important, signs of hidden sun damage. Now, I use new Coppertone NutriShield sunscreen with dual defense. It goes beyond sun protection to help reduce signs of hidden sun damage.
Save $3 at Coppertone.com.
Your Chase card has a unique built-in fraud monitoring system. So online or off, you're protected. Protection matters. Chase what matters.
He's got it?
No. Hey,
We're looking for these great little pastry thingies my wife brought home.
Yeah, they're warm and twisty.
Yeah, and they had this great strawberry kind of filling.
And you can pull them apart.
Ooh. You got any of those?
No, but that sounds good.
Introducing Eggo Bake Shop Twists. With fresh from the bakery taste and strawberry-flavored filling inside, it's a whole new way to get the little something sweet you want in seconds.
They go mine.
Mine.
New Eggo.
A good old-fashioned shootout in the Lone Star State. Names like Couples and Sabatini battle for the title at the HP Byron Nelson Championship later today on CBS.
Monday. It's a drug prescribed to children, but is it also causing a disturbing, irreversible side effect? Monday on the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
You're about to see 5 kids caught up in the economic slowdown as they see themselves. In partnership with USA Today, Anthony Mason continues our series, CBS Reports, Children of the Recession.
I'm Derek Garcia, I'm 17 years old, and I go to Millennium High School.
My name is Kiosha Thomas. I'm 18 years old, and I attend the Bronx Center for Science and Mathematics.
Raina Ihan, I'm a senior in high school, and I'm 17 years old. And
5 kids.
My name is Sarah. I'm 14 years old, and I live with my mom and my grandma in Jamaica, Queens.
I'm Nanisha Smalls. I am in 6th grade.
5 short films.
I don't really care.
5 stories about how the recession is affecting their lives.
It really put my family in like a disorder. Like
For 12-year-old Lanesha Small, you can hear it in her every sigh.
I don't know how to say it. It's just weird dealing with it because I really didn't know what the recession really was.
But she can tell you the exact month and date she found out.
Last year, November 10th, when she lost her job, we couldn't do certain things. We had to like save money. My mom had to get government help because she couldn't afford to pay the rent.
There's nights I did cry. I did because it's like, okay, you know, eviction's gonna come. It did come, by the way.
We had to move in with my Aunt Louise.
Lanesha and the 4 other young directors are all filmmaking students who came to us through the youth programs of New York City's Tribeca Film Institute. Was it important for you to make these films?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah? Why? Derek, why?
This is a really big moment in our generation. I think it's important for us to let other people know what we're going through.
A lot of kids will take advice from their friends before they'll take it from a grown-up. And it's like, if my friend's talking about it, maybe I should start getting into it.
I don't think adults can tell us how we feel about the recession.
Yeah.
We have to tell them.
Yeah.
All of this, the thing that's missing from it, is really your voice.
Over the past 3 weeks, with the help of their school teachers and the Tribeca Film Institute staff, they put together their films.
The reason why I really want to get that job is to help my family take off a little bit of the financial burden that we have to face with me going to college in August.
The topics, which they chose themselves, touch on common childhood concerns that have suddenly become more complicated.
The stress of everyone else is contagious. It's like they need to let it out, and sometimes they put it on us, too. I asked my mom if I could go to sleepaway camp, but she said, no, Sarah, that's it.
Sarah Ali's mom, who works in real estate, is cutting back on anything that isn't a basic necessity. And that includes something 14-year-old Sarah sees as essential.
Overtime has been cut, so I don't think we're going to camp this year.
My mother can't afford to send me, so this time I have to get a job to help her.
That's a pretty big change, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like from being a kid to being an adult in about 2 months.
My average day starts at 6:30 a.m. I wake up, I get ready for school. My first class starts at 8:15. My school
Kiosha Thomas can relate.
2 p.m. From there, I go home and I get ready for work.
The 18-year-old high school senior started working after school when her father was laid off. He's since found a new job, but she says it pays about $20,000 less than his old one. So Kiosha still pitches in.
In your film, you also talk about how it affects your family.
Yeah.
Because you're all working, right?
Yeah. Me, my mother, and my father, we all work, and the schedules vary. It's really not a chance that we all sit in one same room and like talk. It's like crazy. It's juggled around their times.
But she considers herself lucky.
Because there's adults like 35 and 25 trying to do the same thing we are, simple jobs like a cashier or a sales associate, so it's been really competitive.
Do you feel sorry for those adults?
No.
No.
And I feel sorry, but it's like everybody's in the same situation, so it's not, I don't feel sorry. It's kind of hard to explain. It's like you feel sorry, but at the time it's something you want too, so it's kind of like, you know, it's that competitive edge.
Do you feel older?
I feel like an old lady. I'm like, oh, I'm tired. I'm gonna take a nap. I'm like, God. I'm like, what? Look at yourself. Like, you're only 18.
I think sometimes it makes me feel younger, like I don't know what's going on. I feel like a little kid. So my high school prom is coming up, but I don't want to go, but I want to go, and I don't want to go, but I want to go, and I don't want to go.
For Raina Ihan, who's 17, even her upcoming prom creates anxiety. Is the experience worth the expense?
Yeah, I like this. I'm on shape.
Her mother wants her to go, but Raina still worries.
Even though I've only spent about 1/10 of what my peers have, I still feel guilty about the expense in these tough economic times. Just seeing my parents, you know, trying to make ends meet. I feel like I have to, every decision I make with money, I have to keep them in mind, because they're the ones working hard for every dollar that I could spend like in a blink of an eye, so.
And it's like now me and my friends, we make this joke every time, like we gotta, yo, you wanna go this place, or you know, you wanna go to some movies? It's a recession, man. That's everybody's excuse, like it's a recession.
I never thought about like a recession really affecting me until.
The recession has made it socially acceptable for kids to admit they can't spend.
Now everyone is comfortable talking about, listen, I can't afford this school, or asking a teacher for a fee waiver. Before, you'd probably ask to see the teacher in private, but now everyone's just like, I need one.
Has anything good come out of this recession?
A lot of good sales going on. Yeah.
But you don't have any money to buy.
About the prom, actually, I got like a really good deal on my suit at Macy's.
17-year-old Derek Garcia's film looks at the struggles of affording college.
The college application process is really hard, but the recession makes it even harder, and some of our parents have less money than they used to. My friends got into their first choice colleges, but they can't go. A lot of their colleges are very expensive, $40,000 to $50,000, and they just did not get enough financial aid.
It's just one thing on top of the other, like the recession, the war, new president, all of this stuff going on. It's a really tough
It's a lot to think about.
It's a lot to process.
Do you think your parents have tried to protect you from the recession?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like if my mom and my dad, like they really don't address things till they feel that it's really affected us, and to the point where we're like, okay, what's going on?
My mom, she's the type of person, she doesn't want to sugarcoat anything or kind of hide it from me. So
Her mother's candor has given Lanesha perspective.
that sometimes you have to go through things and that your attitude may have to change, which is kind of hard for me because I don't like I think my attitude is just.
They still can't afford their own apartment, but her mom recently started a new job and plans to go back to school.
How did it feel to interview your mom about this?
Well, it felt kind of weird, so to speak. I knew she was going through certain things, and I knew like stress was coming up, but I didn't know how it felt to her and how like she really did want to support me.
The process of shooting their films made all the kids think about their own situations in new ways.
I think that it made me realize even more that everybody has a struggle and everybody has something to relate to, even though you might not see it at first, but it's affecting everybody.
About the cost and the recession. Hopefully we could like look back at these films in 20 years and be like, what were we thinking? It's fine.
But for 12-year-old Lanesha, the recession may have forever altered the way she'll remember growing up.
Usually adults look at the childhood as the best time ever, so you want to have a good childhood because you want to come out as, not so to speak as a fairy tale book, but a book that when you share it to your children, it comes out decent.
So there's no fairy tale now, is there?
Nope.
Just ahead, your best bet for a hot dog brunch.
I joined the National Guard and never thought I'd be saving lives. I put on the uniform and I have a whole new outlook on life. Country, community, family. That's what matters most to me. If that matters to you, go to 1-800-GO-GUARD.com.
Would you like to build your own custom home and get more for your money? Now you can by planning and directing your own building project with You Build It. By partnering with You Build It, you can save up to 30% on your project costs and earn thousands of dollars in instant equity without ever picking up a hammer. Call, click, or visit and request your free information kit that includes a report and DVD explaining the entire process and shows case studies, testimonials, and cost comparisons.
You wouldn't cut in line in front of a biker gang. You wouldn't open a gate with a beware of dog sign. You wouldn't go salmon fishing next to a grizzly bear. So why would you do your banking anywhere besides a credit union? Credit unions are federally insured and locally owned, so their only interest is you. And opening your account has never been easier. To learn more, visit our website at u-belong.org. Credit Unions of Oregon. So smart, it's obvious.
How'd it go?
Certifying these used vehicles, it's getting to be a lot of work.
100,000-mile warranty on every certified vehicle from Oregon's #1 in certified used Toyotas. Beaverton Toyota. We have a Toyota for everyone.
Official's Inside Outside sale is on through Memorial Day. Find additional savings store-wide on Portland's largest selection of outdoor patio furniture and the finest contemporary indoor furniture. Only at Official's, east end of the Burnside Bridge, Beaverton, and officials.com.
You say you're hungering for the perfect summer destination? Well, in the coming weeks, we'll be offering up a fine selection of best bets. Chicago offers plenty of great places to enjoy the city's famous style of hot dog. But for the best bet in town, hot dog devotees say there's one man to see.
There are no two finer words in the English language than encased meats, my friend.
Meet Doug Sohn, the founder of Hot Doug's Sausage Superstore and Encased Meat Emporium on Chicago's North Side.
It is a hot dog stand. The thing that I'm most proud of is doing a great Chicago hot dog.
Every Chicago hot dog stand features fine meat and a rich variety of condiments. What sets Doug apart is the near limitless range of meats he has on his grill.
We've had kangaroo sausage, alligator, crayfish, rattlesnake sausage. Pretty much our philosophy is if you can get it into a grinder, we'll get it into a casing. What'll it be?
The menu is right there on the colorful wall, a smorgasbord of sausages, most of them named for well-known people. Some of them very familiar indeed. Doug himself is a hands-on owner.
Very high-tech.
He opens the doors 6 mornings a week at 10:30 sharp.
Please, welcome.
Almost always to find a line of customers already waiting outside.
I like a little just brown mustard, caramelized onion, slice of pickle.
Then he does the honors at the cash register.
It's your birthday today, and you got taken here?
And word about Doug's has gotten around. These folks came all the way from Phoenix.
I had no idea so many people would wait in line to get a hot dog for breakfast. It's amazing.
Of course, out-of-towners looking for a table have to compete with the loyal locals.
I live right down the street. When we moved in, over here, we didn't realize we were moving into the culinary capital of Chicago.
They know it now. Doug figures he serves at least 2,000 customers a week.
And your first name, sir?
Jeff.
And he's quite willing to share his recipe for success.
Treat people well, have a good product, make people want to come back.
And come back they do. The way they figure it, it's worth the trip. Bye-bye. Coming up,
Doctor, give me the news.
the doctor is in and on TV.
How I Met Your Mother. It's not just a show. It's an adventure.
That's right, ladies.
Dad, you never break up a girl fight. Great news. I'm not a father.
How I Met Your Mother. The adventure continues. CBS Monday.
Chris O'Donnell, LL Cool J, NCIS Los Angeles, only CBS this fall.
Matchmaker, make me a match. Find me a find, catch me a catch. Matchmaker, look through your book and make me a perfect match.
The color you chose is the color we match. Exactly. Mako, America's Body Shop. Compared to other body shops, Mako is 33% less. Go to Mako.com.
Sleep Country's Super Sale is going out with a bang because through Memorial Day, you can get free financing for 3 years on selected mattress sets. Save up to $500 on Beauty Rest and Posturepedic sets. Save up to $300 on fashion beds, futons, and convertible sofas. Get 36 months free financing plus a free bed frame with Tempur-Pedic or the Sleep Number bed. But hurry, the Super Sale disappears Memorial Day.
New Dr. Phil. Kids lost in the system.
It's the theme song from Ben Casey, a huge television hit back in the 1960s. Dr. Casey was purely fictional, but today you could program an entire MDTV network with all the doctors on the air. Only this time, Rita Braver tells us, the doctors are real.
This is without question not the best part of this job.
They primp.
Smart Lipo's just, it's the new kid on the block, you know, so we'll talk about that.
And they prep.
Do we have props for that one?
For that one, no. We're
just
going to have you sit in stools. Just what you'd expect from television stars. But the stars of the doctors
Doctor, give me the news.
really are doctors.
I'm Dr. Andrew Orden. I'm the plastic surgeon on the show.
I'm Dr. Jim Sears, and I'm the pediatrician.
I'm Dr. Lisa Masterson, and I'm the obstetrician and gynecologist.
Dr. Travis Stork, emergency room physician.
He, at least, is not a TV novice. You were first seen by America as the Bachelor doctor on the show The Bachelor, right?
It's very true.
Really?
Fair enough.
You were the Bachelor?
Oh, my goodness.
I didn't tell you guys. Hey, you didn't know that? All still practice medicine, but have cut back to bask in the spotlight. Don't you worry that maybe you have this amazing background, experience, education, and you're using it on television? Don't you worry that maybe you could do better if you were seeing patients all the time?
You know what? In my office, I reach, one patient at a time. In an hour, I maybe see 2, 3, 4, 5 patients. In an hour on TV, we reach millions of patients. And so I'm reaching way more people in one show than I would do my entire lifetime.
They take on serious medical issues.
Today we're setting the record straight. We're updating you on everything that you need to know to keep you and your family safe from the swine flu. How do you wipe correctly?
But some of their topics may surprise you.
Sometimes we like to talk about the fact that vaginal itching is on the rise.
Is it hard to talk about that stuff in front of the whole world?
It's not hard for us to talk about it. It's hard for people in America to talk about it.
Well, that's the thing, to have fun with it and relax with those questions and realize that you're not alone. Everybody, deals with those questions at some point in time.
Should I be douching?
Oh, absolutely not. Never, 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 never douching.
The show was actually inspired by viewer questions sent to TV psychologist Phil McGraw.
People saying all the time, look, I know, Dr. Phil, that you're not a medical doctor, but you do have access to them.
His son, Jay McGraw, is executive producer of The Doctors, which is distributed by CBS. It's the top-rated new syndicated show and airs in 25 countries.
We have a responsibility that a lot of television shows don't have because we're giving you information about you, about your health, about your life. And so we have a responsibility to get it right. Every time, without exception, we've got to do our homework.
Americans have always loved fictional doctor shows, from the days of Ben Casey and Dr. Kildare in the 1960s.
Okay, say oh, oh. Everybody say ah, oh.
To Scrubs and Grey's Anatomy today.
Dr. Bailey, who you got?
Christina Gus.
But lately, real doctors seem to have increasing star power. Every major network has at least one. Dr. Sanjay Gupta of CNN and CBS was even considered by President Obama for Surgeon General.
There's some exciting things going on out there.
Dr. John LaPook is on call for the CBS Evening News. What's the advantage to having a doctor explaining medical issues to the public?
I think probably we're better at putting it all in context to give it a good, proper perspective.
Ginenthal is in the first stages of Alzheimer's disease, but is doing everything he can to build his body to protect his brain.
He says that stories like this on Alzheimer's help people understand that others face similar problems.
I think people do feel isolated and alone when they have illness. So I think shining a light on it, doing it gently, and adding information, putting it in perspective, saying what people can do about it, I think that's a real service that we can perform.
And it's a service that many doctors are eager to perform, even just making guest appearances. About how many doctors do you figure that you have represented over the years?
I would say probably it numbers in the hundreds.
Catherine Rothman, founder of the New York public relations firm KMR Communications, lines up TV appearances for doctors. You think that when consumers go into a doctor's office, they're more impressed with TV appearances than with fancy degrees on the wall?
I 100% believe it, and I'm not saying that it's necessarily the correct way to think, but it simply has become the mindset due to the media-driven society that we're in.
What's the hierarchy of where doctors want to be?
The holy grail is always Oprah. And if I had a dime for every time a physician asked if I could get them on Oprah, I would be off in Monaco right now.
No wonder. Oprah's favorite doctor, cardiac surgeon Mehmet Oz, is slated to get his own TV show this fall.
Listen, life-saving information about the deadly superbug sweeping the nation.
But Oprah's not the only prescription for TV success. Just ask Nicholas Perricone, dermatologist and author.
This is the first book we were talking about, The Wrinkle Cure, and that was a #1 New York Times bestseller.
But only after Good Morning America showed before and after photos of women who'd followed the doctor's diet and skincare regimen for just 3 days. And each time you had a new book out, would you go on television to help promote the book?
Yes, it was a very important aspect of launching a book is national television. And I'd say it's absolutely critical.
He's also hosted a series of PBS specials.
We're going to find out that aging is optional. And I think that's a nice term to think about. I don't have to get old.
The exposure has helped publicize his views on healthy diet and lifestyle and boosted his skincare line. And he stopped practicing daily medicine to concentrate on research. You make a lot more money than if you just saw patients every day, don't you?
Certainly do, yes.
The idea of real doctors seeking fame and fortune on television is still a relatively new concept.
20 or 30 years ago, if a physician went out, it was kind of called ambulance chasing.
But today, even the State American Medical Association encourages doctors to go on television.
And I think it does recognize the thirst the American public has about health. They're fascinated with it. They're fascinated.
Still, AMA President Dr. James Rohack worries that some patients could rely on a TV diagnosis.
they could potentially be missing a life-threatening problem that could be treated at an early state if they don't get that physical examination, which you can't get on the television.
With that in mind, the doctors repeatedly warn viewers.
If you have any kind of medical question, no matter how embarrassed you may feel, please ask your doctor about it. Knowledge is power. Those are doctor's orders.
And if anything, they say their office visits are up.
They like talk to me like, I know you. I've already met you. So in a way, the whole consultation process is different on the basis of that. And then another thing is a little different. We're talking, they go, well, will you sign an autograph for me too? So that is a little out there.
Ahead, the dawn of Green Day.
I don't want to be a backseat driver, but there's a mountain right there.
And later, Bill Geist putting on his Sunday best.
This portion of Sunday Morning, sponsored by Priority Mail Flat Rate Boxes, only from the Postal Service. A simpler way to ship.
So what's the problem? These are hot. We're shipping them everywhere.
But we can't predict our shipping costs.
Dallas, Detroit, different rates.
Well, with us, it's the same flat rate. Same flat rate.
Boston, Boise?
Same flat rate.
Alabama, Alaska?
With Priority Mail Flat Rate Boxes from the Postal Service, if it fits, it ships anywhere in the country for a low flat rate.
Dude's good.
Dude's real good.
Dudes. Priority Mail Flat Rate Boxes, only from the Postal Service. A simpler way to ship.
Inner beauty is important, but not nearly as important as outer beauty. That's why I use CoverGirl's new Simply Ageless makeup with Olay Regenerist Serum. A department store brand can glob up in lines and wrinkles and actually make you look older. Simply Ageless stays suspended over lines and makes you look amazing. So I say new Simply Ageless from Olay. An easy, breezy, beautiful CoverGirl.
Has progress taken us to a better place? I'd say it's taken us for a ride. Honestly, what thanks do we owe progress? We're up to our necks in landfill and down to the wire in resources, and climate change is out to get us. That's why progress plays no role inside Post Shredded Wheat. Here, we put the no in innovation. Post Original Shredded Wheat is still just the one simple, honest ingredient which naturally comes with vitamins, minerals, and fiber. All we did was make it spoon-sized. Did we go too far?
Let's get started. Have you heard the word? Password is back.
Link.
Sausage. Host Regis Philbin with William Shatner and Aisha Tyler. $1 Million Password returns CBS tonight.
It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Time of Your Life was a huge hit for Green Day, the rock band that this weekend has the #1 album in the country. After years in the business, Green Day continues to make records and news. Tracy Smith has a summer song.
Call it punk rock for grown-ups. In an age where many rock bands have the lifespan of a butterfly, Green Day has gone the distance, and they've done it by going their own way. They've sold roughly 50 million albums, filled stadiums worldwide, and filled the airwaves with a brash, aggressive, and often politically charged sound.
Don't wanna be an American idiot.
They've also created some very unpunk pop classics.
It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Some of which have found their way into soundtracks, including one of the final episodes of Seinfeld.
It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Green Day began as a grade school friendship between lead singer Billie Joe Armstrong and bassist Mike Dirnt, two working-class kids from refinery towns near Oakland, California.
So the two of you bonded over music, started a band.
Yeah, I think we ended up playing our first show together. I think in I think it was 7th grade at like the middle school dance or something like that. So And it ended up being really fun.
The gigs got bigger, and by the early 90s, the band was touring nonstop, with drummer Trey Cool's father driving the bus.
What was it like having your chaperone dad with you on tour?
It was fine until he started, like, crossing the line of like, being a father and being a bus driver. Like, he would complain about dirty socks and stuff. And it's like, dude, we're a punk band. We are dirty socks.
By 1994, they had a new label and a new album, Dookie, a major milestone in a journey that would take them out of dirty socks and into the rock music stratosphere.
You know, Dookie came out and was like the most dramatic thing that ever happened to us at the time. You know, we got a roadie.
Everything was new. Every day, everything was new.
Do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once?
It was new, all right. Dookie went on to sell more than 10 million copies, and almost overnight, Green Day became the band of a generation. Irreverent, even obnoxious punks with the smarts and skills to get away with it. But between shows, the three band members lead relatively quiet lives.
So how long have you had this place?
We're going on 7 years.
Mike Dirnt, who at one time supported himself as a cook, is now part owner of Rudy's Can't Fail Cafe, named for a song by The Clash.
I grew up hanging out in coffee shops at, 1 and 2 in the morning, and I decided it'd be really cool to have a place that was open 7 days a week where you could get a beer or coffee or, and then also bring a kid in and not have to wait an hour and a half for a waffle. So.
Now, of course, getting a good table is easy. Spending time on tour, away from his two children, a bit tougher.
It could be worse. I could have to go overseas and go to war and not come back at all, And I think as long as you can keep those things in mind, you're going to wake up on the right side of the bed with a purpose, so.
Do you always have this positive of an attitude?
No, but I don't think anybody does. It ebbs and flows, Caught me on a good morning. I've had my coffee already.
Do you have a lot of time these days to hang out, to go to bars, to enjoy your friends and your family?
Yeah, it depends.
Billy Joe Armstrong, who, like all members of Green Day, still lives in the East Bay, is also the father of two.
In a certain way, I almost think of myself as being kind of a conservative parent, believe it or not, in a lot of ways.
Billy Joe Armstrong is a conservative parent?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's different sides of everybody. So.
How are you a conservative parent?
I think I just worry just like any other parent does. You worry about education. You worry about where they get their information from. You want to monitor as much as you can, but you want to allow as much freedom as you can. And, there's certain things that they say that you never thought would come out of your baby's mouth. It's, but it's, it's a trip. It's all part of it,
You mentioned education. You dropped out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
How do you explain that to your kids? What do you say about education?
My oldest son, I talked to him about it recently. I said, I'm the luckiest bastard on the planet, for what I've been able to do and be a musician, something I never take for granted, so, and it doesn't happen to everybody, because, my kids like music too, so.
So it's kind of like, yeah, it worked for me, but that doesn't mean that it'll necessarily work for you.
It's not a family business, so it's not gonna, suddenly, take over at the office or something,
Or be out on stage playing tambourine with you guys?
No, for God forbid.
Armstrong himself took to music early, cutting his first record at age 5.
A way to smile and a song. Look for love, look for love, look for love, look for love. And when you're not...
You had the sweetest little voice.
Did you hear the song?
Yes.
How the hell did you hear the song?
It's on the internet.
Oh, well, there you go.
Look for love, look for love, look for love.
He's come a long way since Look for Love. Armstrong has written the lyrics to a number of hit singles, including the platinum record, Wake Me Up When September Ends.
Summer has come and passed, The innocent can never last. Wake me up when September ends.
Some believed it was a reference to the attacks on 9/11, but Armstrong says it's more personal.
It was about my father. He died in September of 1982, and that was the first time I ever tackled anything that had to do with my dad passing a long time ago. And so it was kind of awkward. And actually, of all the songs I've written, that was the one song that I surprised myself because I'd never sang a song about him before.
That's where I saw Billy start to reach into depths of himself. It was it's scary and beautiful at the same time.
The song was on the 2004 album American Idiot, a rallying cry against the political status quo.
To what appeared American idiot, one nation controlled by the media, information age of hysteria. It's going out to idiot America.
Written as a cohesive rock opera, the album was a big departure for Green Day and a commercial and critical smash.
There's a succession of albums, and then comes the, and I've heard this term over and over again, masterpiece, American Idiot. What do you think of that term?
It's not really strong enough of a term to describe such a opus of sorts.
American Idiot won 2 Grammys and sold 12 million copies worldwide. But the band says it was only a prelude to their latest effort, 21st Century Breakdown, an even more ambitious concept album that is, right now, #1 in America.
We are the class of thinking, born in the era of humility. We are the desperate in the decline, like by the bastards of 1960.
So how would you describe 21st Century Breakdown?
It's chaos and desperation, and there's a angry mob, there's a city on fire while you're making out with your girlfriend in the middle of it. I mean, that's the best way that I can really describe it.
Some of the album's language and adult references earned it a parental advisory sticker and put Green Day at odds with Walmart. The nation's largest retailer won't stock any CD with such a label. True to their own convictions, Green Day has refused to provide an edited version, saying there's nothing dirty about the record.
It tries to kind of make sense of an incredibly chaotic world and desperate world that we live in, just to try to make some sense of it.
21st century breakdown. I once was lost but never was found.
In some ways, they may have built their success on being angry at the world, but the guys in Green Day seem pretty happy with their place in it.
At the end of the day, if you follow the music, it'll take you on a really, really great journey.
New Stouffer's Corner Bistro Flatbread Melts. Real cheese and delicious seasoned meats in a crispy artisan-style flatbread. Because getting ready for a good dinner doesn't always mean setting the table. New from Stouffer's.
Access to favorite courses. Chef's meal with pomme frite. Perhaps a night at the theater with extra special seats. Additional hotel night, our treat. Your world in perfect harmony Priceless. Look for World on your MasterCard to get rewards and offers that matter to you.
Over time, skin loses firmness, wrinkles get deeper, and that's when skin needs its bounce back.
Garnier introduces Ultralift Pro with the natural beech tree extract Proxolin, a breakthrough using green science. Ultralift Pro works by plumping skin from within, restoring elasticity and bounce.
So wrinkles appear plumped up and out like this.
So effective, you'll see deep wrinkles actually reduced in just 2 weeks.
Because younger-looking skin bounces right back.
New Ultralift Pro.
Garnier. Take care.
The standard college commencement speech is in need of a rethink, or so says contributor Timothy Noah.
Here are some of the people chosen to be guest speakers at this year's university commencements. President Barack Obama at Arizona State and Notre Dame. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton at Barnard and NYU. Oprah Winfrey at Duke. Baseball Commissioner Bud Selig at the University of Wisconsin. What's wrong with these luminaries? They're too successful. To be a commencement speaker, you have to be eminent and expound on the theme, "Here lieth the path to success and happiness." 2 problems with that. First, success tends to lack the drama necessary for a good narrative. Where's the conflict? Where's the suspense? Where's the humor?
You really haven't completed the circle of success unless you can help somebody else move forward.
Second, successful people are almost never able to pinpoint what it was that made them so. We enjoy success. Perhaps we even deserve it, but we don't acquire wisdom from it.
As corny as it sounds, this really is your moment.
Failure, on the other hand, is Harvard, Yale, and the University of Heidelberg rolled into one. You want a speaker who can tell your graduates how to live their lives? Consider choosing from column B. Edmund L. Andrews. Here's a guy who put himself into a financial tailspin by taking out a subprime mortgage on a house he couldn't afford. The punchline is that Andrews is an economics reporter for the New York Times. Katha Pollitt, poet and political columnist. Pollitt has written with bracing honesty about her belated discovery that her live-in lover was a philanderer and all-around creep. Love can make you stupid. Eliot Spitzer. On second thought, scratch that. Columbia is one university that's thinking along my lines. To address its law school graduates, it invited Gray Davis, the California governor who was recalled by angry voters in 2003. Unfortunately, he didn't offer any tips on how to avoid this unusual problem.
You, as new graduates in your generation, will be up against those challenges.
I can't promise the speakers on my list won't drink too much sherry or get overly familiar with the dean's wife or husband, but they can speak honestly about how life can go off the rails. Don't expect that from Hillary Clinton.
Commentary from Timothy Noah. Now to Bob Schieffer in Washington. Word of a special guest on today's Face the Nation. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Charles. We're going to hear from Colin Powell on the criticisms from Dick Cheney on Guantanamo and torture.
Thank you, Bob Schieffer. We'll be watching. And ahead now on Sunday morning, Bill Geist with a story that truly delivers.
Everyone loves the taste of a delicious homegrown garden tomato, but planting a garden and trying to take care of it is backbreaking work. And after all that, your tomatoes can still end up on the ground and spoiled. But now there's an easy way to grow delicious homegrown tomatoes without all that work. Introducing the revolutionary Topsy-Turvy. It grows your tomato plants upside down, so there's no digging, weeding, or bending over. Just place your tomato plant into the planter, add potting soil, then hang in water. That's it. The sun warms the planter like a greenhouse, so the root system explodes inside. And because it's upside down, the water and nutrients pour directly from the roots to the fruit, giving you up to 30 pounds of ripe, delicious tomatoes per plant. And they're ready to enjoy up to 4 weeks earlier than when you plant them in the ground. Now you can enjoy delicious homegrown tomatoes in sandwiches, salads, and sauces all season long. Make the best salsa or bruschetta you've ever tasted. Plus, the Topsy-Turvy also grows mouth-watering cukes, peppers, zucchini, and herbs. It hangs conveniently on any size porch, deck, patio, condo, or apartment balcony. Your family will be amazed, and your friends will wonder how your tomatoes grew so big. And all you did was plant, hang, and water. So why do all that digging, weeding, and backbreaking work?
when now you can enjoy delicious homegrown tomatoes without the work with the Topsy-Turvy Tomato Planter for only $19.99. You'll also receive our 4 Seasons recipe guide packed with delicious ways to prepare and enjoy all your garden tomatoes. Call now and you'll also get our handy kitchen slicer for perfectly even slices every time. But call right now and we'll double the offer. Just pay processing and handling. That's right. You get 2 Topsy-Turvy planters, 2 recipe guides, and 2 slicers, all for only $19.99. But you have to call now.
To order for $19.99 plus $15.90 shipping and handling, you can call 1-800-732-9446. That's 1-800-732-9446. Must be 18 or older to order. You can call 1-800-732-9446.
Why are music's biggest stars coming together for one night? I love George Strait. To honor the king of country, George Strait. It's a special once-in-a-lifetime performance from Faith Hill, Tim McGraw, Brooks and Dunn, Keith Urban, Leanne Rimes, Toby Keith, Jamie Foxx, Sugarland, Martina McBride, Alan Jackson, Leanne Womack, Jamie Johnson, Taylor Swift, and many more. Don't miss the George Strait Artist of the Decade All-Star Concert, CBS Wednesday.
Most newspaper deliveries involve a short toss from the sidewalk to the porch. But not for a fellow we met way back in 1996. As we continue celebrating 30 years of Sunday morning, we take another look at a report from Bill Geist, one of our Sunday best.
In the Sierra Nevada mountains sits an out-of-the-way corner of California, where scant few even pass through, and fewer still stick. Hal Wright stuck here in the little town of Loyalton, where he was a gold digger who fell down a mine shaft, and once he got out, stayed out. He missed newspapers out here, so Hal started one.
Good morning, Sierra Booster. Wright speaking.
Decided he'd try that for a while. So this is the actual first edition of the paper?
Yes, this is the very first one.
I like there's a line here on the masthead, to be published fortnightly at Loyalton, California, until further notice. And here you are, you're coming up on a half a century later, and you haven't given notice that you're quitting yet.
Not yet.
Hal Wright didn't give notice at age 65, 75, or 85. And so he finds himself still the editor and publisher, not to mention chief reporter.
Thought maybe you have an ad for us, or we might have some news, you know.
Star columnist, head photographer, top ad salesman.
A full page is $288.
Production department, and circulation manager. All of this at age 92.
There we are.
Hal is also the Sierra Booster's only paper boy. And with subscribers scattered across 600 square miles, he delivers papers by his own brand of airmail special delivery. Very special. That's closer to the house than my delivery guy gets my paper. He serves as bombardier and pilot. Hal Wright says he owes a lot to his cousins, Orville and Wilbur. Outsiders seeing it for the first time still don't know what to make of it.
I can't get these in
Most
there.
receive their papers by more earthly means.
72 new boosters.
Thank you, Hal.
Right there you are.
Okay, we'll leave those right there.
With color, look at that.
You've got the color on there. We're going to run another one at the end of this month.
Making his rounds, Hal calls on advertisers.
How's that look?
That looks good.
And uncovers hot news items.
Do you have something new to show us?
We have a new plumbing room.
Oh, got to see that. You can't print anywhere near all the news that's going on all the time. Just can't do it.
Even in a small town.
Even in a small town.
Have you thought about going to once a week instead of once every 2 weeks?
Yes, but I did not dwell on that very long.
You have here that the animal control officer does not want to be called the dog catcher.
You got it.
Is that right?
So we thought that was newsworthy.
Indeed it is. What do you think? Do you think they should just call him a plain old-fashioned dog catcher or an animal control officer?
I like dog catcher better, don't you?
I do.
Oh, son of a gun. There we are. All right. Contact!
Great day for flying. To hit the targets, Hal flies low and slow. Sometimes a little too low, and sometimes a little too slow. You want to watch that mountain over there. With no in-flight movies, Hal sings while flying the plane, taking photographs, and trying to drop papers on their targets. It's a little nerve-wracking, frankly. I don't want to be a backseat driver, but there's a mountain right there.
Don't fool him. I wonder who put that there. It wasn't there yesterday.
Despite Hal's best efforts, sometimes the booster arrives in sections. News, sports, followed by arts and leisure.
Come out here and look where the airplane was, and here it comes.
Folks along the route appreciate Hal's efforts. Say you're a member of the United Flying Octogenarians. Aren't you too old to be in the Octogenarians? Have you thought about starting a club for 90-year-old pilots?
No, I don't want to be the president, the secretary, and the treasurer, and on the board of directors. No.
You don't want any of that. You just want to fly.
That's all.
Hal Wright has no plans to retire from paper or planes until further notice.
I'm gonna do another one of my sleep studies. Advil PM liquid gels or Tylenol PM. With Advil PM, she's spending less time lying awake with aches and pains and more time asleep. You should switch to Advil PM liquid gels, the better night's sleep.
We asked one woman to wash with soap, another with Dove. If you could see the difference, you'd see soap leaves an invisible layer of scum on your skin. Dove leaves no soap scum. For smooth, clean skin, feel the difference for yourself.
What makes a Hershey's bar pure? Pure s'mores. Pure gooey goodness. Pure summer. The pure joy of winning a s'mores barbecue with Rascal Flats. Check specially marked packs to learn how. Pure Hershey's.
When planning for retirement these days, the forecast is full of ifs. If I'm too exposed to downturns, if I'll go through my savings too fast. To help you feel more confident, consider putting a portion of your savings in a MetLife variable annuity. When the market goes up, it gives your assets a potential to grow while protecting you if the market goes down with a steady stream of income. Let America's #1 annuity provider help you stay on course with guarantees for the if in life. Get answers about annuities at MetLife.com.
We're visiting hidden valleys across America to see how they like the taste of Kraft Ranch. You want to try some Kraft Ranch?
Nice approach. Good form. Oh, he's got all of that one.
Mulligan.
Just want to see a nice shoulder turn and dip.
A Kraft lover in Hidden Valley. Isn't that a 2-stroke penalty? No, it isn't. You can love it. There you have it. Seems to me people in Hidden Valley really love the taste of Kraft Ranch.
We leave you this Sunday morning before Memorial Day at Arlington National Cemetery. I'm Charles Osgood. We wish you a good and safe holiday weekend and hope you'll join us again next Sunday morning. Till then, I'll see you on the radio.
CBS CBS News is very good news.
The Big Bang Theory, Mondays on CBS.
Attention, the Smart for Twos are available now for immediate delivery. The two-seater Wonder car starts at under $13,000.
Smart.
Or lease it today for only $198 per month.
Very smart.
Smart Center, Portland on Canyon Road.
Way smart!
Smell rotten eggs? That could be a gas leak. Don't look for it. Leave your home and call Northwest Natural. We'll come out and make sure everything's safe. Call us at 800-882-3377.
Official's Inside Outside sale is on through Memorial Day. Find additional savings store-wide on Portland's largest selection of outdoor patio furniture and the finest contemporary indoor furniture. Only at Official's, east end of the Burnside Bridge, Beaverton, and Officials.com.